We are live. Welcome, welcome, Martina. Thank you so much for being here today with me. Can you just tell us where you are calling in from?
Yes, first of all, thanks for having me. I'm here in Munich, so in the south of Germany, and Munich sometimes is well known for its famous Oktoberfest. So maybe you heard before of that.
Absolutely.
Yes, great
Absolutely.
to be here with you and
Yes.
your community.
And, I wanted to bring you in here, Martina, because there's been so many questions from business owners like, how do I make my presence on social media right now with all of the noise that's happening,
Mhm,
with the fact that a lot of people are also taking a lot of vacations during this time, with the fact that a lot of people are just done with COVID and done with being
mhm.
online. So that's when I said, as you as a brand expert, how do we become that authority out there in our business right now? So thank you for doing this. Thank you for going live.
You're
Um,
welcome.
and so, can you just tell me a little bit more about what is it that you do and what we will be learning from you today?
Wonderful. Yes, I like that. So I'm in media and marketing for 25 years. I have my own consulting business in Munich, but I work also internationally with clients from small business owners, coaches, consultants up to middle-sized or even Fortune 500 businesses. Within the last 25 years, I have written several books, six now in a row, so two of them became bestseller on Amazon. It's all about digital expert branding as well as how to become an authority and be fully booked. At the moment, the books are only available in Germany. So I'm sorry for that. So at the moment, you can't read anything in the English space from me, but I'm working on that. And yeah, I have my own podcast show where this podcast show also is a combination from doing some solo shows as well as have guests, also international guests on that topic. And I developed my own framework. It's called the Expert Branding Matrix, which helps business owners to become known as the authority in their industry. And this framework or matrix, yeah, has five crucial steps which guides you and leads you through this process of I always call it from hidden champion to fully booked expert.
That's wonderful. And I think that's what a lot of my followers and just a lot of people out there right now are needing help with,
Yes.
is how to become that authority figure out right now online.
Yeah.
So can you walk me through what these steps are, and
Yes.
how do we become that authority figure within our business?
Yes. The first crucial step all time, it doesn't matter what you do, what you set up for kind of business, is always to get super clear about your positioning in the market. Your positioning is really the foundation. Just imagine we will build a house, and your house needs a really strong foundation because every else is built up on this foundation. So that if you want to have a proper house, if you want to have a big house, a wonderful house, maybe we call it a villa or something. So if you imagine this for your business, you always need a strong foundation. Even if you have a skyscraper, if the foundation isn't working,
Right.
you get cracks, and this wonderful skyscraper can on a certain point really crash down. So your positioning is the key for everything what is following. And positioning is something you also always, even if you're in the market since 2, 3, 5, 10 years, you always have to have an eye on your positioning because the market are changing so fast, so
Yes.
that you also always maybe think about repositioning yourself, your offer. You have to sharpen your positioning. So, but I guess your business owners are in the starter level. We had a little conversation up front. So if you are starting out right now, you can say your positioning has four phases. If you are a beginner, if you just started out or you're in the market for 6 or 12 months, so of course you should have an idea to whom you want to sell your offer and who is your target group and where is your market or your niche in the market. So also think about not to going too broad or too wide into a market space. Always look if you can find a niche in your market. So that's also very important. But if you, like I say, a founder, a business founder, or you have the first few months into the business world, then I would suggest that you allow yourself also to test the market, test your target group, especially also test how you or with whom you want to work, because you need a bit of practice and exercise also to to see who is a good fit for you and who is a good fit for your offer. And this is something that you are really developing the first few months. You see where you can sell too easily, where it is becoming a bit harder. You maybe have clients on your list who say, oh, I never, never, ever want to have them again. You also see more and more the longer you work where your really zone of genius is. Maybe you came with an idea or with a service where you say, oh, yes, that's exactly what I want to do. Or maybe, for instance, you are into the digital business, you're a digital business owner, and you thinking about programs, group programs, masterminds, something like that, and you started something. And for me, for instance, as an example, I'm not a good fit for really big programs. I don't want to have 200, 300, 400 people on my group program. I'm more like a boutique business owner. And I
Yeah,
want to have it more intimate, and I want to have smaller groups because I want to work really intense with my people, and they need a little bit more guidance. So if I'm just a coach and I have 300 people in my program, I can't work with anyone one on one, with everybody one on one. I would not have the capacity to do that. So I prefer smaller groups. And that was something I also developed on the go on my way. And I said, okay, so I have to switch my business model to my needs and how I like to work. And I think that's also something you should give yourself allowance to test and try out things,
right.
and to give yourself the allowance to do business like you really want to do it, because then you are strongly aligned with your business and people feel this energy if you are aligned with your business or not.
Right. When you're aligned with your mission and your vision and your values of your business. Because I
Exactly.
think we lose sight of that. We lose sight of what was the purpose of the reason why we built this business.
Oh, yes.
And so we need to take a step back and not think. I always tell my clients, let's not think about the dollar sign, and let's think about
Wonderful.
the reason why we're doing this. Go back to that vision and mission and value and follow through with that. Who really is it that you can help? And what is that zone of genius that you could really focus into? And then
Yeah.
it just like gradually just comes easier when you zone into that area. A lot of people want to sell this and this, and it doesn't work that way. It's like when you take that one thing that is lined with your mission and everything, the reason why you're doing this, and you just sell that and help somebody with it, it just comes naturally then.
It's absolutely, I'm so 150% on your side. Because you said it absolutely right. I think your zone of genius is strongly aligned with your purpose and why. So
Yeah,
I think you find out what is your zone of genius if you really know your why you're doing that. And if you talk to really 7 or 8 figure business owners and who are really successful on the long term, not on the short term,
right.
and you ask them what is their success secret or what is one of the most important things, they normally would say, I'm not focusing on the money as an outcome. I'm focusing on what makes my heart sing and what really inspires me and what I really love to do. And money is the thing that follows automatically. If I'm
Yeah,
in my zone of genius, if I'm doing what I'm really called to do and what I really want to be of service on. And then money is a natural thing that comes
it
really,
comes.
it comes to you. It's like you really attract it then. I think that's the attraction factor for money.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So what
Yeah.
is that second step that once
Uh,
you get into
mm,
that
yes.
focus, what is that second step?
So the thing is, when I maybe just a little bit explain a little bit more about positioning. So positioning includes 3 steps. So first, the first step is you should always get clear on your own expert profile. So I not only recommend to build an avatar for your clients, so you should build an avatar for yourself, your expert profile avatar, so who you are, your why, your zone of genius, your story, your motivation, and your expertise, of course. Then the second point in positioning, expert positioning, is of course your target group. Who are your clients? Who you want to work with? Who do you want to serve? And who has the urgent need for what you are offering?
Mhm.
And the third point in really good expert positioning is, of course, your competition. You should know who are the players in the field, and because you need to find out what separates or differentiates you from the other players on the field. You need to have a unique factor. It's called a unique selling proposition, the USP. I call it the expert USP. So, what makes you special and what makes you different to other competitors in your market? And sometimes it's, or the most important, not always, not sometimes, it's always the first big factor is your own personality. So if you have 10 or 20 coaches on the market or consultants or whatever you do, it's always your personality that should shine through and really sets a mark. But on the second space, what I always can recommend is to develop an own framework or method, because that's also a big USP in the market if you can sell your own method. And so that are the 3 crucial steps for your positioning. And the next thing, if we would go on, the second one, I included it a little bit to positioning, is really to create a own method or framework or matrix, because that is really a game changer, because you not only can be seen as an expert for your person or personality, but also for your method or framework. So I'm really known in the German speaking market all over for my expert branding matrix or strategy. So this is why I got a really good book deal through my method. So the publishing house came to me and asked me to write a book about it for them. So it really opened up a lot of doors for me. So that's the next really crucial step, to think about, can I put my knowledge, my expertise into a method?
Yeah. And, I'm so glad you said that because I didn't have one
Mm,
when I had this business, right? Because it's not
yeah,
something that you just don't have all the steps ready when you open up a business,
no,
right? It takes time to get there
exactly.
to really know who your niche. So I was holding back because the mentality of an entrepreneur is if I give everything out for free, nobody's then going to sign up with me.
Yeah.
So I was holding on to this formula, this 5K freedom formula is what I call
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
And I held it back because it gives out all the information that it is to make consistent $5,000, $10,000 every month.
Mhm.
Well, I also had people tell me that they didn't like the freedom name.
Mhm.
So I wasn't pushing out this formula that I know was going to make women financially independent. So I finally had to mentally tell myself, I'm breaking through to that and I'm going to push out my method that works for free.
Yeah.
And when I started to do that, I had more people that signed up with me.
Mhm. Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
But it's hard because nobody really tells you that.
Yeah.
And when you said that that was the second step, I never knew that
Yeah.
actually. So that's amazing, and I had to push that through. I had to
I
and
think a lot of people don't know that. Yeah, I know
yeah,
this. I can see it also in my coaching. It's always a little bit underestimated, or the people only, or maybe if you have a coach, or maybe some people are talking about, maybe they even only tell you when you are their clients. But it's, yeah, it's a crucial step. So, and I always say, I know this when I was writing about my method and framework in the book. It's, yeah, I'm also somebody, I give away a lot of knowledge for free, but I think, how shall I say? Okay, there will be people who say, okay, I know now everything and
yeah,
I don't need her anymore. But there will be some hurdles, or there will be some stops where they say, it's not so easy for me, or how can I develop it for my own business, like I read it in the book. So on a certain stage, they will need help. And
exactly.
if they want your help, they will come to you. And we all know there is always freebie hunters out there, but
Yes.
serious people or people who really want to go on fast and need an expert on their side, they will come and call you in and will say, hey, can we work together?
Yeah. And I was surprised by the fact that I also the people that signed up with me were the people that I actually wanted to work with.
Yeah,
They were my ideal clients once I
exactly.
released my formula. So that was also very interesting that I found.
Yes, absolutely. Exactly. That's something also I think you really attract the right people then. And I really can underline this. That's the same here with me. Definitely, I found the right people through this, and the people. If I always say, if people only want the free stuff, normally they're anyway not interested in investing anything.
Right.
So we really have this kind of people, and you will never change it. But I think people who are really serious and they are maybe on a stage in their business and life, they say, okay, I want to reach the next level. I really need an expert. They are also ready to invest. And they
Exactly.
need this as a kind of social proof. So if I would never tell about anyone about my method and only would say, hey, I have something really special for you, but I only tell you if you sign up for
Yeah.
this and this, or if you book me. They would say, "Okay, Martina, you look nice, and it was a nice strategy call, but I'm not sure what you're selling, so I'm not sure. I don't want to book you." So
Right.
we need to talk about this. So
Yes.
that's the next thing I will tell anyway for our crucial steps. But positioning, expert method, and then on the third point, we need to make money. So we need to put our knowledge and expertise and method into a signature offer. So you need to have a really, really good offer. And I also call it like a offer strategy.
Mhm.
So there should not be only one, there should be one signature offer for what you be known out there. So especially in the digital space, if we have digital offers, we should have really a big one where people say, oh, okay, she's known for this method, or she's known for this signature offer. And if you need help, you need to go to Samantha because she's the one, she has the 5K freedom formula. So she is the one. If you start a business or you just a beginner, let's go and talk to her because she brings in continue income to your income streams. But we also should have certain layers of offers. So we can have one, and I think at the moment where the economy is changing again, where money is floating around. So we are out of COVID now. People are traveling again. People are spending more money again. People need more money because prices have risen. Also, I think in the US, the same here, like in Germany. So the money is like Kelly was talking to us lately, money is not away, it's just floating in different streams back.
Right.
So there, if you have a high price signature offer for your VIPs, this is untouchable and you really should develop one for you. But I think you should also have, I call it the easy yes. People maybe want to start with you and they say, hey, I like Samantha. I have heard about her method. I really find it helpful, but I'm maybe not ready yet to invest 10, 15K. So do you have something where we can start? It's like a start, a kickstart, a easy yes, where
Right.
people say, okay, it's only $1,000. That gives me a good start. And if I like the work together, then maybe I invest more in your coaching or support.
Right. Right. And I think the fear of having a high ticketed price package or
Yeah.
service needs to be erased from our mentality
Yes.
because that's it takes over our minds and it takes over what we are our purposes, right? Taking that zone of genius and not charging for that is devaluing us, I think.
Exactly.
So we need to have that high ticketed price of service package that you
Yeah.
have. Um, it is important and stop being scared about the price that you're putting towards it.
Definitely. So, especially if you want to become, so why do we position ourselves in the market as an expert, or why do we want to go or to become seen as an expert? Because I think I should put this up front, is the market is always divided into areas. First of all, if we go into a market with our expertise, if you position us within a market like health, food, fitness, I don't know, any market. So it's always divided in two areas. First of all, we have the wide market, the broad market. And within the market, everybody is trying to catch some clients. And there are, in this industry, in this market, there's a level up. And this level up is the expert market in this industry or niche. So because if I would say, hey, Samantha, do you have an expert? Maybe we look for medical support. Do you have a specialist maybe for heart disease, or for my friend has a broken leg? So can you support? Can you suggest somebody to me? You say, oh yes, he's specialized in knee. Something with his, if does your friend has some problems with his knee? And I say yes, so let's get him Mr. XYZ, because he's the top guru or expert in healing knee problems, for instance.
Right.
So we all know in every market normally some specialists or experts, and they are always recommended first. So if I would go to an expert, maybe, or what else as an example could we name? If I would go to a health coach, for instance, and
That's a
I
good
want to have some treatments there, and this health coach would to me say yes, and you would say, Martina, she's the best. You have to go there. And I would say, okay, so what's your coaching? What's your offer? And she would say, okay, my offer is $50 an hour. So
Mhm.
I would be a bit unsure, because an expert who has a hourly rate for $50 would make me a bit think about, is she really an expert? Is she so cheap?
Yes.
And that's the image we get. So if we work with an expert and he's highly or she's highly recommended, then normally we automatically expect a higher price. And
Yes.
if, because this is for us, it's normal. So if I really go to who has a lot of expertise, experience, she has knowledge, she has really helped a lot of people, so she delivers transformation results, then it's normal for us to say we pay more if we work with somebody.
Yes.
So, and this is really, you really need to think about this. If you price your offers, is this really realistic? Is it mirroring my expertise, my knowledge? Because expert status or expertise is not only that you could say, I have been in Harvard and I have this and this and this. It's also the years of experience. I
Yes.
think also, especially experts who are in the market for many, many years, who have a lot of experience and knowledge, they always underestimate and undervalue their own expertise.
Yes.
So that's something I always discover, and I always see with clients of mine. So this is really something you have to think about. Your price is a mirror of your expertise.
Right. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because we get scared of the high numbers, right? Let's say
Mhm.
$12,000.
Yeah,
$12,000 for my 12-month program.
yeah,
But if you divide that by the number of hours that you're giving into that client per month, it's like $56 an
yeah,
hour.
yeah, yeah. That's
And
super
I tell
important.
my clients, that's a little money. It's not a lot of money for your
Yeah,
expertise. You're giving them a lot of information within that 1 hour. So
yeah,
if you have a 2-hour mastermind every single week
yeah,
and your program is only $12,000 a year, think about that.
yeah.
It's not a lot of money. If
No,
we
and
only
that's super important that you say this as well, because also the people forget about the preparation work they have upfront and afterwards. So if you're selling, for instance, VIP days, yeah, and say, oh, can I charge so much money for one day? We have the same situation.
Yeah,
Then I always must say, okay, how much time do you invest upfront to get
exactly.
prepared, to get known, to get some things ready for this day, and how much time do you need to invest afterwards? So maybe give the clients an update call, or do a Q&A afterwards, or he get as a service, he get a picture protocol, or whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
So Yeah, so you have to see always the complete picture, package. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because
very
that's only like I mentioned, that's only 2 hours of actually working with a client every week. That
yeah,
doesn't count the hours that you're putting for research
exactly.
as a business I'm a business coach, so putting the hours of research so that your client doesn't have to do the research
Yeah,
that you do beforehand before that mastermind. So, it's a lot of things that other people don't realize, the work that gets put into delivering you the expertise,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and you have to pay for that. It's just I'm gonna compare myself to doctors. They put so much time and study
Mhm.
into becoming the experts.
Exactly.
That's why it costs a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. And the longer you're in the game, the more you have experience as a. I think that's the great thing to be an expert or to become an expert, because I always explain, like, if you like to drink wine, the older the wine, the better it gets and the more expensive it gets. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you have a young wine, we call it young wine in Germany, so it's maybe only 1 or 2 years, it's quite cheap or not so expensive. But if I would pay, or if I would get a 30-year-old wine from a famous France vineyard, then I would have to pay quite a lot of money.
exactly.
It's mostly often seen as an investment.
Right,
And that's also something I think you should get in your head. It's not something that people pay for. So you should see yourself more than an investment. So to see, okay, if somebody invests in my expertise and knowledge, then he is getting more out of his
right,
business, maybe, or what, I don't know what your people all doing, but normally we get more health, we increase our status, we make more money if we get an expert on the board,
yeah,
maybe we rescue our marriage if I have a right coach on my side. So we people book us to increase their own status
right,
always, and that's for they are really ready to invest good money if you deliver transformation and results. You
right.
not have to wait to increase your prices till you are 20 years on the market, maybe like me, or that's also very important. So if people say, oh, she's 25 years in the market and in the making, if
Yeah,
she is rising up, a price is high, then it's more. No, you can be an expert within 2 years. If you study hard, if you have a lot of experience, then you also already an expert. So it's
exactly,
really fair to have good prices.
right. Thank you so much for this, Martina. Can we just recap really quick what those 3 steps are again?
Yes.
And then I'm just gonna ask a couple of other questions.
Yes. So we have, first of all, get your positioning clear. Second is get develop your own method and framework. And then don't be afraid to charge high prices, and yeah, take good money for your expertise.
Yeah,
And the other two things quickly is be visible. You need to be visible. No expert status without visibility, and have really a perfect, not a perfect, but you should have a good website. Your website is the most important place to be in the virtual world, and she should really mirror your expert status.
yes, yes, I agree, I agree. Now, Martina, where can, the audience find you, get more information on you, and or either work with you?
If people want to know me or want to get more out of me, at the moment, I would suggest they should send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook,
Okay,
because I have a website, of course, but it's all in German language. We're just working on my English edition. And my website in the German speaking market is martina-fuchs.com. So, like you can read here on the screen. But the easiest way is really check out my Instagram channel. It's martinafuchs.official, or send me a message on Facebook and I get in touch with you, and then we can talk on further.
that is wonderful, that is wonderful. Thank you again, Martina, for coming in here and helping us out because branding is there's so much in branding, but
Yeah,
being focused on what's the most important thing that we need to be doing in our business to become that authority figure in our business is super important.
yeah,
So thank you again for joining me. And I will have you back and
yeah,
possibly to talk more
yeah.
about how
Love
we can
to.
help our viewers. So thank you again for coming in here.
Thank you so much for having me, and it was really a pleasure. And I'm always happy to help. And so just reach out to me, and we have another talk together.
Thank you, thank you. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that live. There's so much value for Martina. And don't forget, so June 13th at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, within my private Facebook group, I am going to be hosting and showing you my 5K freedom formula, where it's literally 3 steps that you need to take to have consistent 5K, 10Ks every single month. So you guys, you don't want to miss out on that. Go on to samanthacruz.org and get yourself registered for that 5K freedom formula. All right, you guys, bye.